am going live, going live, going live. Just playing. Yeah, really brief. I have a $20, under $20 hack from Dollar General. It is a tamale pie dinner hack, and it is amazing. So this is the pie. I just went live on Facebook and showed them how to make it. And I was on Facebook for like a whole hour and a half. So the recipe is over there. I am going to upload a quick version within the next day or two. But yes, I just want to give some encouragement to you all because the new year is right around the corner. And I will say that for me personally, I don't do New Year's resolutions. I like to start before the new year pop off. I think the word for me for the new year, the word of the year for me for 2024 will be accountable. I think that people should be accountable for their actions, and being accountable for your actions will save bloodlines. Okay, because a lot of times we don't realize we're losing touch here, and the kids, we're losing our children to a lot of things. But that's because we don't have that foundation like we used to. We don't have Big Mama around. We don't have Big Papa around. No more Sundays dinners. Like things have changed. There is also not a lot of talk about careers, career changes. Used to everybody might not have been a lot of chatter about that, but people want to be like in the industry, like music or whatever. And you don't really even hear too many kids talking about being famous anymore. Um, so like these conversations need to be had so that we can have our kids can have goals. And we definitely want to know that when we leave this earth that our grandkids are in good hands because we left the legacies, we left the stories, we left some type of blueprint. Yeah, I did hashtag Cardi B and Offset on here because as a part of this conversation, their name is coming up all over the place. It was Ernesto and Shirley and this, that, and the third, but now it's Cardi B and then Surviving Diddy. As far as Cardi B and Offset is concerned, I don't know what is going on. And it's like we're getting when we actually hear the story. I'm trying to be cute because I'm already cute, but I don't be cute that hard. But yeah, so when we actually hear the situation, it's just I think where my heart goes out to her is because she was saying like he hurt me, like I'm very vulnerable right now in a vulnerable time. And I think that's important for us to absorb because what is the vulnerable situation for Cardi B? Because for most people, Cardi B, she has a lot, right? She has probably what a lot of people, like everything a lot of people would ever want. And it seems like this is how you understand, how you know that money is not the answer to everything because she's going through some things. And her and Offset, they can't even work it out. And she has a nice body, and his attention is still somewhere else. And I was like, God, does she have a BBL or something? Like, is she had surgery? Like, cause like, what is all this? He running around trying to find, um, like somebody else to kick it with or whatever is going on. But the word of the year is accountability because I think about different angles when it comes to them. Like if you notice something, whenever Cardi gets upset, she goes off, like Offset off. Okay. Um, and it is like not a lot of self control. So a lot of times when in a relationship, when it comes to females, that being like that, it can be for a guy, it can be like taking his manhood. And I know this because I've been there and I done that. Okay. Yeah, I was one of them baby mamas that like got mad at my baby daddy and was driving my car, and he was sitting in his car, and I ran into the back of his car with my car in front of the police. Yeah, that type. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, no self control, that part. And would show out in front of people, flip out, fighting in front of people, talking trash to him in front of people. It wasn't until we stopped messing around, like, and I went on with my life until my next relationship. And that relationship, the guy was younger than me. So of course he was a gunner. You know what I'm saying? So he yeah, definitely in that relationship, it was going to be some times where I would get tried. And the way I freaked out on my baby daddy, that wasn't going to work with that young one. That part was, he knew how to Donkey Kong real quick. That part. Even though sometimes I did flip out and show out, you know what I'm saying? And grab him by the hair and twist it. But, yeah, I used to be a little outrageous. But you got to find that right one to tame you that's not playing with you. That part. So, yeah, it's not that type of party. Now, like a good balance, not somebody to beat you to death, but somebody you can't just think you're going to talk to them in any kind of way either. So just a level of respect. How about that? So with Cardi and Offset be looking like Morgan Freeman's son, child, Lord have mercy, that part is trying to run around here. Okay, but anyway, with that situation, one thing that they are not thinking about and being accountable is like all of this is out there, and those kids will eventually see some of this footage. So the things that get said, I feel like this generation, or maybe the generation prior, people don't understand the need for to be private, even though people don't care. I don't care. That going live is the reason why things can't stay solid, because everything's on the table. So not only is Cardi B, she's saying she's vulnerable, but so is Offset. The situation is making him, it helps for the door to be open for those individuals who are already weak to scoop right in your relationship and tear it really out the frame. And if it was private, then you wouldn't have certain people that even know it's an issue. Like a lot of people, like some, one or two, maybe he then slipped and called the ex because this and that and third, he just can't get along, whatever. But now it's more weak-minded females that knows this, and so it puts more into his lap. But the question of the day for that situation is, are you being accountable for your actions? Whether are you the female or the male? So whether you Cardi or you are Offset, like, are you being accountable for your actions? Because being accountable can save relationships. If it's salvageable, if that's how you wanted to go. But I couldn't imagine, like, at this point, and how Cardi lifestyle was prior to her getting to that moment in life that every girl dreams of, or most women dream of. You get to that point where you find the right guy, you have kids, so you have kids by the same father, and you're married. It's like the dream life, and you get here and now it's going another direction. So we have to be careful in a relationship, like even knowing our place, knowing what to say, when to say, how to say it, because sometimes we can push that significant other to someone else. Now, some people are just trifling. They just going to do what they want to do anyway. But I do feel like Cardi was working really hard for that relationship. She was. And, some people, they brought it to my attention, like, as far as what she used to do in the past, like, well, what goes around comes around. Now she's feeling what other women felt. Well, that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's two parties here. It's also Offset involved as well. So he knew what he was getting into when he got with Cardi, and he also made the decision to marry her and have children. So at some point he felt like that was a lifestyle that he wanted as well. But I just feel like it's so sad that she's mentioned that she's had these vulnerable moments. I don't know what is going on. I just pray that she get better, because I'm gonna tell you, like, depression isn't cool. And a lot of people mocking her and talking trash or whatever, but we all are gonna be in some kind of crazy situation, or have been. Just don't forget that, and remember that she's human. And it should open our eyes to see that no matter what these folks have, it's been times where I done clicked on YouTube and seen where Offset, I think recently with her birthday or something, he like had gave her like a room full of roses and teddy bears, and all this time they still being human and flipping out on each other, and now they don't want to be together like 2 months later. You know what I'm saying? Like, shortly thereafter, it's problems on the set, and like they ain't talking about not being together. It's just, we see what we see, but we don't know what we don't know. But at the same time, I pretty much can bet, as a grown female, it's not all Offset. He's not the only problem. And I hate that Cardi B is hurt. But I do know that as women, anybody, character, only your behavior change, and I'm big on that. So by character being character, and us having seen her snap several times in situations and not stop, drop, and roll, like she don't stop and think, like how she clocked that person with the microphone. And I get it, because I used to be like that. Like, and sometimes I can get in a situation where I can just like act and not think, but we have to think, especially when you have these kids, because these kids are listening to all that yelling and screaming. um it's real easy. My grandkids can go to YouTube and look up stuff right now. They can't even read, so I don't know what these kids been doing. I've been seeing this going on for years. They will pick up that phone and go slap to YouTube, and I don't know if they push a microphone and telling the microphone what to look at. Whatever the case may be, these kids can get online now, and baby, they can see all the action. Now with her kids, because she seems very protective of her kids, so she might not be doing a lot of yelling around them, but still, like, they smart enough to hear things, or their friends could tell them stuff. So I think it's important that for Cardi, especially the type parent that she is, not trying to be, she's very protective of her children, and then she's a very good mother. I think she needs to wake up and realize what she's doing for the future. And I think that will help her future relationships, because I don't think it's all Offset's problem. I don't think it's all Offset's fault. I believe that when it comes to those two and they get into it, that Offset probably have to use his inside voice. He probably don't even have the opportunity to say anything. I really believe it get rugged. Um, I believe that, and this is all allegedly, I don't know. I believe that sometimes in their conversations, maybe Cardi has kind of dumbed down and listened and made a few changes. But right now, her actions show her to be like fire. Like, when it go down, it go down, and she doesn't think, and it's over with. And so I believe that when they do have these moments where they disagree, I don't think it's a matter of understanding. I believe it's a matter of winning and competition. And what I mean by that is, like, I want to win this conversation. I don't want to understand. I'm not trying to understand. I'm right. And it's sad because those kids are not that old. So they did a lot in a few years, like from dating real quick to marriage real quick to a whole family real quick, and then you back to square one, as if like before the dating, like he just out here loose goosing it. And Offset's not thinking about his daughter and what type reaction this could have on her. And history repeats itself. It's nothing new under the sun. This could circle the block, baby. And your daughter, my thing is, like, I ask questions. So Offset, if this was your daughter, what would be your advice for her? Okay. If this is your son, what would be your advice? Same thing with Cardi B. If this was your daughter, what would you be telling her as far as how to handle this? Would it be, hey, go to social media, go live, put everybody in your business? Because if you're vulnerable, those spirits will attack you, especially through the social media, because you put other people in your business. So, like, if you're vulnerable, in order to keep your peace, keep your peace. Like, sometimes that internet is not where you want to go, baby girl. I can't tell you what to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I don't think you'll probably ever hear my message. But it is a lot of people that are going through the same situations. So my advice is for anybody who hears this, because at one point in time I was that hurt person too that lashed out, and I didn't think, and I didn't care about going to jail, and I didn't care about charges. But at the same time, now it's important the steps that I make and how I make them, because my children have children. And as in order to leave a legacy, it has to be some understanding. It has to be some maturity. You can't leave legacies and within the bloodlines without maturity. It's just not going to happen, because um, you know, being at a show, somebody do something, take a microphone and clock them upside the head. Well, as these generations continue, then reactions will be different. So it's like it might not be the same outcome like in the future as it was like, okay, we got the bodyguard, whatever, like that could have turned left, and it could turn left in the future like real quick to a whole different, all these gangs and stuff, and somebody like, well, like everybody group up on you and following you. It could just go to another level. So my question is that how you want your children to handle situations when they get older, like using this internet as a platform to expose yourself, expose your business, and then be upset by the things that are said, because now you got people that are going through their own situations, and so to deflect that and distract themselves, they all into what you got going on. Me personally, I felt like when I heard the pain in Cardi's voice, I was hurt for her. Like, no matter what type of lifestyle she had before, because people change. And again, for me, it's very important that I know people's background. Your background tells me a lot about why you made the decisions that you did make. Like prior, with her not really caring if it was somebody's man, like that type mentality. If that is how you kick it all the time, that's just a little scary anyway, especially for a pretty chick. So, I mean, of course, some insecurities definitely playing in those situations. If you feel like every time I get a man, he need to have a female. So, like, you in competition with somebody that don't even know they're competing with you. Like, that's a little different. But, however, or I need to have all these different boyfriends and go over here and bounce over here. It says a lot, right? But at the same time, people change, and people change for the better. And what I do like about Cardi is that she made changes, especially having kids, because she's aware of what she wants them to hear and or see, but very much aware for the moment, and not too cognizant of the fact that this still can circle the block even more because it is online. Even Christian Rock, the stuff that she's doing, it can circle back, baby. And as much as you try to protect these kids, they still will be able to see, and they will grow up, and they will have an opinion. And just like the surviving Diddy, some of these kids are speaking out now because of the essays and all this. The thing is, sometimes, people, they grow up and then they get an inner strength that take them a long way, and they can become rebels in a good way, and they speak out, they have a voice. But it can just spin the block so many different ways when you run to social media and allow them to give opinions, you know. And like I said, I really felt the pain in her voice when she was just like, you know, she's tired of it. She's been through it. And I could just imagine like living in like a big old mansion. You know, they got those big houses, you got all these rooms, and it's just lonely. Because you know, people, those celebrities, they can't have too many people around them. They're not going to because it's too much. You know, you imagine her going through all this stuff, and then you got these fake family and friends with their hand out. They want this, they want that. They need $20 for some weed. They need $5 for some cigars and gas money. And you up here all into your feelings, and you trying to, you know, depressed and just want to stay under the cover. And it's always something. So I could just imagine a lot of times it's like I just want to chill, but then it's a lot. You got a lot of room. You got a lot of house that need to be clean. You got all these maids and stuff. You really can't be by yourself like you need to and really get into yourself. But then, aside of that, you go to social media as like the mediator, and that's like the wrong thing to do because some of them chicks that will pop up with him and cause problems didn't even know it was a problem to even like they were out the way because they thought everything was cool. Now you would have made a public announcement like we're not cool, so those ones who compete, and here they come with the bull crap, and it's more toxicity popping off. So like I said, my thing with Cardi, don't put too much out there where a lot come back on you. Like, and remember, like, I know that you love your kids and your daughter is very important, but make sure you understand and know what she will see in the future and how she will perceive it. Okay? Because you might not care about her seeing your videos or whatever, but how will she perceive that in the future? You know what I'm saying? So make sure, I appreciate whoever chiming in because I really don't ever have anybody on my lives on YouTube. I just want to get a message out and, you know, we'll say this video, but that way people can chime back in and look. But yeah, I'm definitely like feeling like I just a lot of empathy goes out for Cardi and her situation and having those babies because you know it's hard to take care of your babies when you are depressed. So hopefully that will work out. Surviving P. Diddy, baby, I don't even know what to say. My heart goes out to those people, like the victims. I think it makes us really cognizant and aware of individuals who they are seeking to be famous and celebrities as to how that can spin the block. Especially with that new guy, the one that was on Empire. Can't remember his name right now. I think his last name is Gray. That gentleman who was very talented. Then he could even do music, and then how he made an album and it flopped, and then they kind of, yeah, allegedly Will Smith and P. Diddy like infringed upon him getting further. I don't know, but at the same time, we have to be real cognizant of our goals and what we want to do and why we want to do it, because it could just turn out so bad. You know what I'm saying? And then also having a couple of things in the hat that you can do, not just one thing, not just acting and not just singing, but you know, a couple of things or whatever. So yeah, so I will be uploading that video. It is under $20, a Dollar General hack. It's a tamale pie. I just showed you all the pie earlier. It is so good. Oh my goodness. It tastes just like a tamale, except you don't have the husk or whatever. It's real inexpensive. As you can tell, this pan is bigger than an 8x8. So it definitely is good for like a family, dinner for family, for a family. And the only thing you need, that was under $20. So the only thing that you need, maybe it's like some side of green beans or a salad, broccoli. But yeah, I truly hope everybody stay up and stay blessed. I hope that we all start out in 2024 being accountable, because that glue is missing from our families. These big mamas are gone, our big daddies, big papas, and all of them. Like, the glue is missing. The Sunday dinners have went out the window. The conversations are not there like they used to be. When I go places now, I see families, and everybody in the family, including the little kid, have this. Everybody's on their phone. Some people are not even in tune to what the kids are doing. They're on their phone looking at God knows what, whether they're playing games or whatever. It's not even a lot of like educational things popping. People are playing Roblox. My granddaughter, Roblox. But like, it's like that our kids won't even know how to sign a check, let alone them being taught to be CEOs and get a whole like bag. It's like, man, like the world is changing so much. But try to avoid being in the middle of the toxicity, okay? Like, let's find solutions to the problems. Um, let's get one up, because I do know this. I'm pretty firm on the fact that when Cardi do pop back out with that next one, it's gonna be a beast. But she has to get out of the vulnerable state. She has to be strong, because you don't, if she run into a dude right now, like, and try to talk to him just because of this, he gonna be weak. The next dude gonna be weak, bro. He one of them lames just sitting around waiting for him to move, and yeah, I smashed her or whatever. It won't be that mature, like Sierra. Yeah, you can't. You gotta be Sierra. By the time Future had done all that, this, that, and the third to her, Sierra was on the wave. Like, baby, I'm trying to do what my parents did, or what, like she was on a whole nother, like, she knew she was going in with that solid foundation. It wasn't a lot of back and forth with her and Future, all the social media gangster type stuff. It was none of that. Sierra already knew what time it's gonna be family time. I'm gonna be a mom. I'm gonna have my kids gonna have a daddy, and it is, and Future can go on, and little Future gonna have a stepdaddy, and he gonna be here. So like, she already had started that mindset, and she already knew what it was gonna be. And hopefully Cardi will get in that place, because, and have that foundation, because right about now, like, um I don't know what's up with Offset. Like, I don't know what type dude he is. Like, I don't know if he, like, still, like, if he want to have that family relationship with anybody, or he want to be in the streets. I don't know what's going on with him, but I just know I could tell what type person, what situation Cardi wants. Cardi wants family. She wants her kids to have what she didn't have. She wants them to not see things maybe that she saw. I know she wants different. You could tell she's a very good mother. So hopefully, things will work out. I do hope that these victims, allegedly, of P. Diddy, I hope that everything goes well with them, and they, some of them don't lose sight, because sometimes when you're in vulnerable situations like that, it doesn't feel good, and baby, it will knock you off your toes, and you want to know what to do next, like, because it just is what it is. If you hadn't already done so, check out my book, Becoming Who You Already Are Through Positive Manipulation. We're going to change these generational curses into legacies. Right now, we're going to start thinking about our grandchildren, no, not so much as us, but these bloodlines. So as we are dead and gone, these generations pick up, and it's more legacies left than curses. And these kids feel like they need to join a gang or whatever just to feel like they have a family, because the family foundation is gone. It's not a lot of phone calls. It is a lot of competition with the other side of the family. Like, when your kids have children by somebody else, sometimes people get all tripped out on the other family and what they got going on. Okay, but sometimes we just have to bite the bullet and have these conversations. Sometimes we have to go around, but we want to keep it cute, because the foundation isn't like it used to be. It's not the mother and daddy married. So it is baby daddies and baby mamas. Okay. So with that being said, in order for it to be for these kids to grow up with some type of confidence and security or whatever, sometimes we gotta bite the bullet and we gotta know exactly what those bloodlines look like, have some conversations with some of these people and be able to go in and know how to handle these grandkids because baby we'll be dead and gone soon and these kids will still need that back of them that voice in the back of their mind like I still have to hear some things my granddaddy used to tell me even though he's gone. I will never forget, and it has definitely helped me to be progressive later on in life because I can't forget what granddaddy said, grandma too, that part. But yeah, I gave you a little hot 30 minutes, which is good. I will upload that tamale pie. It is a $20 Dollar General hack. So I think you all will enjoy it. It is so good, that part. But have a wonderful evening. Remember, going into 2024, we're going to be accountable. We are going to apologize. Even sometime if it's not your fault, apologize. Clear the air. That's why I hope Cardi B, I hope she can get it together. I hope she can make peace, have peace. Because let me tell you something. If a dude don't want you, or he doing all that cheating and going on, first of all that screaming and yelling, that's not gonna make him come back. Because that other girl she's not his headache. She's a comfort zone. Okay, and she more than likely don't want him. Okay, she more than likely is in competition with you. Little do you know. Okay, so once that chick start making noise and letting everybody know that he did this and he did that, more than likely he don't want her anymore. That's what happens to the little side chicks who make that their career. So more than likely, they'll get upset when the dude gets sick of them, and then they want to scream on them and tell them this and third. So that's how you know that's over with. It's a done deal when she start wanting to tell. All of a sudden want to tell. You didn't want to tell beginning before, so nobody want to hear what you got to say. But the thing of it is, um, yeah, when it comes to because another thing, these guys don't get to feel like kings. Like they get belittled, trash talked, or whatever. So it's like it has to be a good balance. And I think it's hard when from the beginning, like if it wasn't balanced in our own household when we were growing up, or if we don't have that clear understanding. So a lot of times we meet people just based off of first is the looks, in between the looks and the money. Okay, and then you meet them, and then when stuff going wrong, you sitting here like they did it, but that's not how you didn't meet them on a mindset. You don't even know where their mind is. You just decided I'm gonna reel them in, take the big fish, and who got the big money and look good or whatever, but you don't know this person. Sometimes people don't know themselves, and because you want to be intertwined with that, now if you really got a heart for them, you'll stick around and both of you all can make some changes together, which is always exciting. But if people playing games, bro, it's not going anywhere. But for Cardi, I really hope that Cardi take the time to self-examine Cardi so that Cardi can be what she needs to be, want to be for her and the kids. And who knows? Little Morgan Freeman might come back around. I don't know. Maybe they could be a family again. It's happened before. But if Cardi wants that family setting and not like boyfriend after boyfriend, because my son only seen I had an ex, that was it. Like he only seen his stepdaddy around like for all them years, and sometimes it will be good, sometimes it will be tough, but that's all he saw. When you have little kids, I know it's all that them men bouncing in and out. Don't nobody want to. And when kids see that, imagine how they turn out. Like these kids already be off the chain, but a dude in and out, different dudes, and like they're not gonna respect you for that. Period. Like because you didn't respect yourself in their opinion. But it is like, I'm not here to judge or throw shade, but this is just how it is. And so therefore you're gonna really have to battle with them on certain things because they're thinking you was a liar. You had all these different men, like they ain't really too much respect popping on that. So I just hope that I can tell what Cardi wants, and I hope that if she get it together, she can get that foundation like Sierra. But she's gonna have to like stop, drop, and roll, and we all have to self-examine. I'm only giving this message because that's the same thing I had to do, have to do, gonna continue. So going into 2024, we want to be more accountable. We want to apologize more. We want to see where we're wrong so we can be stronger and we can make it better because these kids are watching. And if we don't do things like that, guess what they're going to do? They're going to be, it's not my fault. Every time they do something, it's somebody else's fault. They're going to point fingers. They're not going to be responsible. And that's going to lead to some crazy paths, bad situations. Okay. So, yeah, and things happen. Every situation is different. Things happen. Some things are beyond our control, but some things are within our control just based on how we handle things. That part. So, have a very wonderful day. Stay self-examining. Be accountable. And remember, this will pass down for generations to come. So it just doesn't stop hearing what we got going on. It's our future. That part. Okay.